So you've stitched up a couple pieces of plastic canvas and you want to join them together with a seam. So I'll show you how to do that. The first thing you're going to need is a strand of yarn that is plenty long enough that you can sew the entirety of the seam without running out. So what I like to do is I wrap my yarn a couple times all the way around the length I need to sew, and then when I cut it, I know I've got plenty to work with. So you take your panels of PC, put them wrong sides facing, and they should be aligned so the holes match and the ends match like you see here. To start the seam, put your needle through the hole at the end of the canvas that's farther away from you first, just that one layer to start. And leave yourself about a 2-inch tail of yarn and place that along the edges of the canvas, in between them, kind of like a sandwich. Now from there we're going to start an overcast stitch, and that involves just putting your needle through using the first hole in each of the 2 pieces of canvas. Now you're going to probably find the pulling through here to be pretty hard going, and that's just because the holes that you're stitching through are already partially filled with the stitches you've already made in the canvas. Don't worry, you'll get used to this as you go. So there's my first overcast stitch, and I'm just going to repeat the process over and over. Just put your needle through the matching set of the next holes in the edge of the canvas, and I like to bring my yarn over as I work just to keep it out of my way. And you just keep working your way along. I like to sew join seams from the right side to the left, but you can absolutely sew them from left to right if you prefer. Try it both ways and see what feels more comfortable to you. Now notice how my stitches are starting to cover up that leading tail of yarn? As you're stitching along too, you want to watch the tension of your stitches. Pull them snug as you make each one. That helps your seam function better. To show you what I'm talking about, I'm going to take a few stitches in this seam now that are too loose. And as you can see, making those stitches too loose begins to widen the seam, and you can see a gap forming in the pieces of canvas, and that's just going to translate to your whole project. Make them more like you see here. Now when you get to the end, what you're going to do is you've got one last set of holes. Take your final overcast stitch through both of those holes like we've been doing, and now open up the 2 pieces of canvas from each other and just pass your needle one more time back down the panel that was closest to you. And what that'll do is it'll just make a little straight stitch across the end. Then you can flip the canvas over to the back and find some nearby stitches to pass your needle through to anchor that yarn down, and go ahead and cut it. That gives you a very nice firm but still flexible seam that holds your pieces together. The ends of your canvas should be lined up, and that's exactly how you do it.